Welcome, everyone, to my nest of love. Okay, so look, playing random games has been loads of fun. There's been some very fun times and some very less fun times. But overall, it's a good time. But I have noticed one problem with the format. It's really hard to recommend a game solidly if I haven't played the bejesus out of it. But games like that, well, they're not shameful, are they? So, today I introduce a new concept: the Nest of Love. In the Nest of Love, I'll occasionally choose to spotlight a game that I really love, and hope you will too. Each episode, I'll describe the kind of gamer I feel really get a kick out of the title, then, without spoiling any of the best bits, hopefully, try to explain why I care so much about the game. As usual, if you like the sound of the game, you're more than able to purchase it in the link below. But for now, let's begin. The first title in my nest of love is Dungeonmans. One thing you've likely already noticed about me is that I love me some roguelikes and roguelights. And with good reason too. There's something about the procedural nature, the looting, the crazy semi-luck, semi-skill based play which is staple to the genre. Slowly over time you get better, and then you get stronger, and then you get better. It just all works together. It's nice. Honestly, I could make a whole series just talking about the various roguelikes that tickle my fancy. But I keep going back to this one, because it holds a particularly special place in my heart. Dungeonmans, at its core, is a normal roguelite. So that's roguelite, not roguelike. It does have some elements that persist. So you have a hero. That hero gets stronger through randomly generated loot and dungeons until the day they die. Then, once they die, a portion of their gained power that was either donated throughout the run, or scavenged after death, is retained for future playthroughs. You slowly build up the Dungeonmans Academy, its resources, and its strength, so that each hero is slightly stronger than the last. As you travel across the lands, you'll encounter stronger and more absurdly powerful beasts as you carve your way towards endgames using an increasingly growing pile of dead adventurer corpses. Look, but see, that's fine. Every roguelike and roguelite is like that to a certain extent. Where Dungeonmans is different is the absolute care that is put into every element. Now, that's not to say that other roguelikes aren't full of care, but this one, every element, every unique, addictive element makes this game something incredibly special. Start with my favorite. Got a cool weapon that you love, but it's getting weaker? Smith it with some extra power. Still too weak? How about you enchant it multiple times with your strongest possible scrolls? Still too weak? Then how about you enchant it, imbue it with the power of the cosmos? Still too weak? Well, you better bet there's more out there to enchant it with. The crazy, absurdly powerful levels in which you can reach with your items and skills in this game is more appealing than you possibly imagine. Overkill is not a word in the creator's vocabulary, let's just put it that way. The detail when, if you, for example, die, the monster that kills you is able to build their own dungeon. If you die, what if you become a teacher? Like, what are you going to do? How about finding another insane combination of classes that unlocks a new secret class with even more power? Dungeonmans has it all. It's crazy how insanely over the top and hilarious this turn-based game can be as you amass a larger and larger quantity of raw, unadulterated power. Look, I know I might be a little biased here when I say this. I mean, it's a game which I backed on Kickstarter for far too little. But Dungeonmans is by far my favorite game I've ever gotten from Kickstarter, and I'm not the only one who loves it either. You know who else does? The developer. The dude who makes the game. Jim, he spent countless hours streaming the development, helping people make and reach their own dreams, creating patches even years after release that contain bug fixes and new content and all sorts of stuff. So look, see this egg right here, right? It hatches into a bird, which I love, you know. See this bird? It gets more powerful over time. You know how long Dungeonmans has had this amazing, game-changing feature? Well, since July of 2021, 7 years after the original release of the game, and probably far after it's, you know, gone past its point of profitability. Look, if you've got a problem, crash, or broken save game, there's a pretty good chance Jim will not only fix up your problem, but then release a patch the next day, fixing the problem, and even adding some content he's had stowed away for a rainy day. Dungeonmans drips with passion from every angle, from its amazing soundtrack composed by longtime composer and Tangledeep creator Zircon, to each and every increasingly absurd monster, item, line of dialogue throughout. The graphics may be simplistic. The game might be way too easy to approach. But the depth you find, the love, the care seen throughout this game make it one of my favorites of all time. If you have even a passing interest in old school, turn-based, loot-driven roguelikes, hell, even if you love things like Castle of the Winds from yesteryear, you'd be doing yourself a disservice by skipping Dungeonmans. Dungeonmans is one of the finest games of its time I have played, and it well and truly earns the first place inside my nest of love. If this game sounds even remotely fun to you, pick it up on Steam. It is well worth the price of admission, regardless of if it's on sale or not. Hell, while you're there, pick up its DLC. It literally adds no content to the game and is purely designed to make your life hell. It's not pay to win, it's literally pay to lose. And if that tongue-in-cheek humor still isn't enough to convince you to purchase this game, I don't know what else could. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And trust me, I could have said a whole lot more. Dungeonmans is something incredibly special to me, and I hope someone will see this video and give. But for now, thank you everyone. This has been my nest of love, and I don't know how often I'll do this, but it'll only be for really special games. I hope you find yourself loving Dungeonmans just as much as I do, but please, if you liked the video, remember to like it, subscribe, leave a comment. I'm still all new to this YouTube stuff, and I really want to try and do my best. Any form of interaction at this point will help me out, so thank you all. Anyway, I'll see you next time, hopefully, in my nest of love. Bye.